What's up? Happy Friday. So I have a little bit of a delay. Let me make sure that y'all can hear me. Okay, you can. Awesome. So, what's up? Hope y'all are doing well tonight, this afternoon, this evening. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Nicole Watson. I am a suicide prevention solutionist, and I teach high level leaders how to become instruments of intervention by integrating life saving strategies into their work. I'm not going to be here long tonight because I'm going to be real transparent with you. I have been in the suicide prevention space. This year makes 11 years. And I have given a lot of time, I've given a lot of energy, I've given a lot of effort into being present for people on social media, present for people in life. I have spent so much of my money, so much of my effort creating content, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, posting. I remember one time I was posting on Instagram like 3 times a day, posting. And ever since the Roro happened, social media has just really been different for people who seek to do good in this world. And so I started this suicide prevention month feeling like I was going to really be with everybody. I was going to post on social media every day. I was going to go live every day. I was going to do this, that, and the third. But the realization that I have come to is that the measure of your leadership, one of the measures of your leadership, is what you're able to produce. And if what you are producing isn't at its optimal effectiveness, you as a leader have to make a decision to produce in another way, in another container, by another methodology, by another modality, by another mechanism, whatever word you want to use. You as a leader have to decide that you need to produce in a different manner. Because to produce a lot of things in a way that is not beneficial to the people that you are called and chosen to serve is not good leadership. It is not good leadership to say, well, everybody posts on social media, so that's what I should do. If posting on social media is not productive for the goal that I have and the assignment that I have on my life. So, in tonight's session, what I was going to talk about was how leaders are called to produce, and how when you are a leader, you are often presented with raw materials. You are often presented with things that you don't even really know what to do with, things that on their own don't really mean a lot, don't really have a lot of social significance. But one thing that you're responsible for as a leader is to ensure that you can take those raw materials, whatever they are, and turn and cultivate them and turn them into something that is beneficial for the people that you serve. What I have come to realize in my 11 years of working in suicide prevention is that the time has come for me to elevate my leadership exponentially. The time has come in my business, in my life, in my ministry, whatever you want to call it, for me to swim in a different ocean, for me to go to another plane. I feel as though I have gone as far as I can go with the people that I currently engage with. I've gone as far as I can go with my current Facebook list. I've gone as far as I can go with my current business structure. I've gone as far as I can go with posting on social media. And the most amazing thing, and I'm going to read it because y'all know me, I'm a Bible girly. I'm a Bible girly. I hope y'all are having an amazing day. And I'm not going to be up here long. I'm almost done. Okay. I'm going to read it in the King James Version. Y'all know how I feel about the King, but we're going to read it. No, we're not. We're going to read it in the Amplified. All right. We're going to read the whole chapter. The Bible app. Okay, here we go. This is Jesus, right? And Jesus is talking to all the people outside in the desert. He said, I am the true vine. My Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that continues to bear fruit, he repeatedly prunes so that it will bear more fruit, even richer and finer fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have given you, the teachings I have discussed with you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. Just as no branch can bear fruit by itself without remaining in the vine, neither can you bear fruit, producing evidence of your faith, unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him bears much fruit, for otherwise, apart from me, that is, cut off from vital union with me, you can do nothing. All day today, I've had an amazing week in business. I've had one of the most productive weeks in my company that I have had since I've been doing what I do. And what it taught me is that God will walk with you in a way that when you try to do what everyone else is doing and what everyone has told you to do, it won't make sense. It won't produce anything, right? And so the scripture says, if I see a branch and it is not bearing fruits, I'm going to take it away, right? So doing what I have been doing, showing up as everybody's homegirl, everybody's friend, showing up as, oh, Nicole is a suicide prevention person, and all you have to do is if you see somebody who needs help, just send them to Nicole and Nicole will help them, and she won't ask for anything and she won't do anything, and she'll just help everybody because that's what Nicole does. That is no longer fruitful. That is no longer fruitful. Posting on social media and being present on social media to pour out and to give of the very essence of who I am to an algorithm, to a social media network, it's not fruitful. And it's crazy because I had a nice, thought process that I was working with. But God will allow you and impress upon you the need to be the first partaker of anything you say. I have come to a point in my journey where, in order for me to be the leader that I am called to be, I have to make a change. I have to no longer be as accessible to everyone that I once was. Because what I am called to produce will never come forth in the current environment that I'm in. You know how you have a plant and it's in a pot and it's trying to grow, but the pot is little, so the plant can't grow? If you don't give the plant the room it needs to grow, it will begin to starve off and die. Because when something is destined to grow, you can't stop it from growing. So you either allow it to grow or it dies. It's no longer to the point where it can stay the same size. I had a fibroid in my body that was the size of I can't remember if it was a volleyball, a dodgeball. I can't remember. It was the size of one of those sports balls. And the fibroid grew to the point that my stomach could no longer expand. Baby, I didn't have no more stomach to give Big Bertha. That was the name of my fibroid. I didn't have no stomach for her. Want no stomach for her. So she started to die. And when she died, she started to poison my body. And I went into septic shock and almost died. Why? Because something was in me that needed room to grow. And the room for it to grow was no longer there, so it died. One thing Paul said, and y'all know how I feel about Paul. I feel like Paul did a little much, but it's okay. Paul said, I'm not going to preach to everybody else and be a castaway. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be so caught up. I'm talking about myself now, Nicole. I'm not going to be so caught up in serving everybody and showing up for everybody and being who everybody has known me to be. Because this is what happens when you are a leader. You get so caught up in being to everyone what they have known you to be. They know you to be the go-to person. They know you to be the person that's going to hook them up, that's going to help them with their this and help them with their that. And what ends up happening is God can be calling you to a higher plane, a higher expression of yourself, a higher display of your consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And because you were so busy trying to be what you were known to be, what you have been perceived to be, what everybody knows you as, you starve yourself off. And before you realize it, you are a shadow of who you were, and you're not strong enough to be who you were to be. So you become a rotting corpse, unable to tap into the potential of what you could have been. That would not be my story. So I'm making some changes in my life. I'm making some changes in my business. I'm making some changes in my accessibility. I'm making some changes in my exclusivity. And what I'm telling you is that in September, before we go into Q4, if you are a leader, take the time to evaluate what you're producing. And if God has given you an insight and a strategy to produce at a new level, that means you have to let go of the level you were on. That means you have to let go of the routine and the ritual that you were able to maintain on that level. And you have to embrace what it's going to take to maintain and sustain what God has given you access to see that you can do. If I know, which I do, that I am called to work with high level leaders, people who are in positions of power, people who are in positions of great authority. They're not going to trust somebody that's always on social media. Because what are you doing with your life? How do you have time to talk to all these people? They're not going to trust someone who is always surrounded by people. Because how do I know you're not telling my business? How do I know you're not going to dime me out for a bag, for a check? How do I know that you're not going to run to the blogs and tell them my business? If I go on social media and I see that you're always talking to Bobo, and I go to Bobo's page and I look at Bobo's page and it's shady, and I go to the blogs, and every time somebody posts something on the blogs, first comment I see is Bobo, and you hang out with Bobo, how do I know that you're not like Bobo? And a lot of this stuff happens, and if you are a leader, I want you to hear me before you even know that it happens. There are people who have worked with me in 2023 who started watching me in 2012 when I started. They never liked anything of mine. They never commented on anything of mine. They never sent me a message. They never joined my email list. And then out of the blue, they hit me up one day and said, Nicole, I need you to do A, B, and C. If you are a leader, I invite you on this amazing Friday night, and I promise you I'm almost done, to evaluate what you're producing. And going into the weekend, if what you're doing isn't bearing the fruit that you want to see, because here's the thing. If you produce apples that rot before they can ripen, you still need to cut the branch away. Because yeah, you produce apples, but the apples are rotting before they're ripening. So it's a fruit, but it's not beneficial to anyone but the bugs. And because I'm not called to serve bugs, I have to cut that branch away, and we're going to have to do something different because this is not working. I'm telling you today, the mantle that I have received has put me in a position to where I can no longer be who I once was, and I can no longer do what I once did. And I have to believe that because I was chosen as the vessel to deliver this message tonight, that the person this message resonates with is listening to it right now or will listen to it. And if you're watching the replay, #replay, so I'll know. But I want you to know that in this season and in this time, we got to evaluate what we're producing. Because for some of us, the reason we don't have the wealth, the knowledge, the influence, the impact, whatever you are looking for, is because where you are doesn't have the capacity to contain it. The earth knows how many people she can contain. That's why the earth has systems and structures in place to make sure that people don't live forever, because if they did, the earth would run out of space. So people have to ascend and transcend this physical world so that the earth isn't overpopulated with people, so that the population doesn't get sick from not being able to breathe the air because it's too many people here, so that the resources are not depleted because there's too many people. And you have to make sure that you do not stay in a position past its season of production. And if where you are is not productive right now, you ain't got to do nothing. But if I were you, which I'm not, I'm me, but if I were you, I would cut that away. Promise I would. I promise I wouldn't keep showing up on social media networks that are unproductive. And I'm not talking about you posted one time and you didn't go viral. So now you like, oh, that's not productive. And Nicole said, baby, that's not what I said. If you have data and evidence to show that the cultivation you are performing in an arena is not producing anything, you as a leader are supposed to evaluate that and figure out what you need to do to make it more productive. And when I say make it more productive, I mean make your life more productive, make your leadership more productive. If I open a restaurant and ain't nobody coming to it, I need to figure out what to do. Maybe I'm in the wrong location. How do I want foot traffic if it ain't no feet? If you put a restaurant somewhere where there's not any feet, there won't be foot traffic because there's no feet. There's no people there to walk in. If you're trying to attract multi-million dollar people to invest in your business, to buy your products and to buy your services, people who make multi-million dollars who spend their time on yachts, they're not on TikTok looking for your videos. They're not. They're not. And if they are, it's when they're sitting on the toilet, not thinking about spending no money. But because we value what everybody says so much and that's what everybody else does, that's what we feel like we have to do, but it doesn't produce anything. So I'm telling you tonight, or as the church people say, on tonight, you got to pay attention to your production. You got to pay attention to whether or not any fruits is coming from what you're spending your time on. Because at the end of the day, hey, now how in the world? Hi, blessings to you too. Child, I'm just clicking stuff. I don't know what's going on. But blessings to you too. So yeah, we have a limited time, limited amount of time that we're here. Right? And there's a certain amount of things that we're supposed to produce while we're here. And it is your responsibility, not mine, to evaluate your life and your leadership and ensure that you are on track and on par to Walmart already has a good idea of what they're going to make on Black Friday. Because they've been tracking their sales every day since January. And if Walmart, Bria said something that was so profound. She said if Walmart got up, if everybody got up in the morning and went to Walmart to work and they didn't have a sale within the first few minutes, they would literally call the government because something would have to be wrong. If Walmart didn't make a single sale within the first 5 minutes of them being open, there would literally be some type of natural calamity. Because Walmart has a pulse on what it is able to produce. And because they know what they're able to produce, they know how to produce more because they're already producing. So if you are in a space or in a place where you're not producing anything, 0 times 0 gonna always be 0. You have nothing to multiply. 0 times 6 is gonna be 0. 0 times 2,377,589.7 is going to be 0. So I'm challenging you, and I'm about to go eat some ice cream, which I should not do. Because y'all know the meme that says, what's it say? I'm lactose intolerant. Baby, let me tell y'all something. I go into serious production when I eat ice cream, but I'm still going to eat it on tonight. I want y'all to have an amazing night. If you don't see me as much as you used to see me, I am okay. I promise I am. But we're doing things different in this season of our lives. The culture and the society that we're in is calling us to do something different. So hopefully you'll rise to the occasion. And hopefully I'll see you around. Sunday is World Suicide Prevention Day. So this weekend I'm going to be posting things that you can post. Come on here. Men and women are created with the mechanics to produce. That is a word. It's in you, it's in your body, it's in your DNA, it's in your mind, it's in your spirit, it's in you. That's what we're supposed to do. So I am going to share with you some things that you can post for World Suicide Prevention Day on Sunday. It's going to be an amazing day. It's like a holiday for me. I do a lot. I'm going to be out in the streets talking to people like, hey, don't kill yourself, homie. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do too much. Don't do that. So I would love for you to join me. I'm going to do a Facebook event tomorrow. And so I'm going to invite all of you if you're on Facebook. And that's about all I got. That's about all I got for Facebook in 2023. But I hope to see you on World Suicide Prevention Day, sharing life-saving messages. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate that. Always a good time. Always a good time. And I'll be around. I'll just be around in a different way. But until then, have an amazing night. Eat some good food. Take care of yourself. Have a great weekend. All that stuff. Go to NicoleWatson.com if you haven't seen my updated website. It's cool. I like it. I love it. Yeah, that's it. Go produce something. That's it. I love y'all. Have a good night.